I want to answer the question, what are the Hogwarts houses? Seems like a simple question for anyone who's read or seen any Harry Potter. People have lots of complaints about them. They claim that it makes no sense. But the truth is they're right. The Hogwarts house system does not make sense. But don't get all mad at J.K. Rowling for it and be like, those books sucks because the house system doesn't make sense. Because that's not the point. The point is that it is a sucky system and it's very outdated. Much like the rest of the wizarding society. They're very outdated in their style. They don't understand how modern technology works. They're like in their own little bubble. But real quick, I just want to touch on the mixed houses, like Slytherin. Okay, people just stop, because there's no such thing as a mixed house, okay? Because if you were to go to Hogwarts, the Sorting Hat would put you in one of the 4 houses. They wouldn't be like, oh, you can live in Hufflepuff for half the year and then Ravenclaw the other half. Because that's not how the system works. Because it's a stupid system. Come back to that later. But the bottom line is don't put yourself in a box. Just because you're in Hufflepuff doesn't mean you can't be a genius. Because there are geniuses in Hufflepuff. There are cowards in Gryffindor. There are stupid people in Ravenclaw. Don't put yourself in a box. Don't be like, I'm in Hufflepuff, so I'm a loser. So we've got 4 founders, right? They all meet together. So these are 4 people that just meet up, and they're probably BFFs. I'm gonna assume they're BFFs. And they decide, hey, you know what? We've got all this magic, and we're really talented wizards. Yeah, let's start a school so that we can teach other witches and wizards or how to control this power, and so they can be great witches and wizards like us, and we can leave this legacy. They disagree on whom they should teach. I believe this is in one of the Sorting Hat songs. Now let's look at it from their point of view. So Godric Gryffindor, I'm gonna paint him like King Arthur, okay? And he wants his wizards to be like the Knights of the Round Table. We should train people who are really brave, who are gonna protect the realm, because that's what we need, are brave wizards, because that's a good quality to have, and that's the kind of quality he respects and he thinks is going to make good wizards. Then Rowena Ravenclaw is like, well, no, school's about learning, so we should teach those people with good wit and who are going to respect knowledge just because it's knowledge. They don't necessarily have to go out there and punch a dragon with this power. They just have to know it so they can pass it on to future generations. Miss Salazar Slytherin is like, no, you don't want to teach some pansy who's not going to do anything with this power. We want to teach people who are going to work hard and be ambitious and go somewhere in the world, because otherwise what's the point of teaching someone who's not going to go anywhere in the world? And then Helga Hufflepuff comes along and is like, shouldn't we just teach all witches and wizards? Anyone can go to school. That's what we believe today, and that's what Helga Hufflepuff believed. And that's the reason it's hard to pin down, or it's easy to think that the Hufflepuffs are losers, is because they're just a mosh podge of people. They're just kind of everyone that the other 3 didn't want. Because the other 3 didn't understand that just because they might not seem super fabulous on the outside, that doesn't necessarily mean that they can't turn out to be a great witch or wizard, and that they can't do great things. Thus, they divide it up into houses, and they're like, well, I'll teach who I want, I'll teach who I want, I'll teach who I want, and then it's just traditional, and it stayed that way, because that's how wizards are. If something's a tradition, they get something, and they're like, this feels nice, we'll just keep it. And they don't like change. Yeah, so they just refuse to change, and it is a stupid system, but there is a reason that it's there. And I think it goes to show that you really do have to think about putting people in boxes, because we do it all the time with stereotypes. We, as individuals, love to put people in boxes, because then it fits onto our shelf of reality very nicely. Even worse than putting someone else in a box is putting yourself in a box and limiting yourself to one thing. Just because you're not a Gryffindor doesn't mean you can't stand up, step out of the line, you know? Just because you're not a Ravenclaw doesn't mean that you can't go out and learn. Just because you are Slytherin doesn't mean you have to be mean to people. I hope this video has given you something to think about. Au revoir, sister!